What's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? I'm just chilling. Turned on a little music for us to hang out. We're gonna have a little bit of a Q&A. I used to do these every single week. I haven't been consistent with them lately, but I'm back. I am gonna be away next week, so I'm kind of freaking out leaving the channel for a week. I didn't have time to plan anything. There's a lot going on. So yeah, I'm kind of a little nutty this week. I'm also super burnt out. But I'm here for you guys. We're going to talk about a lot of cool things. Yeah, that's all. You guys know these Q&As, you basically make the content. You guys come here with your questions. I answer them. If you guys have lots of questions, I go fast. If you guys don't have lots of questions, we go a lot more chill. But, that's right, Kurt is dropping my OnlyFans. Sure, support my OnlyFans. Why not? It's a joke, by the way, guys, if anyone is new here. If the command feels like working today. Grumpy Duck, what's going on? I thank you, man. I appreciate it. You saying I need the holiday. This week, I am burnt. I am freaking burnt. V29 is out in the wild. Some people started receiving it. We'll discuss V29. I'll discuss a lot of stuff like usual. Surgical Gaming. I haven't seen that name before. Welcome. Hi. Welcome to the channel. My name's Matt. Go by Mateo311. I'm a VR content creator. I don't stream too often, but when we stream, it's usually like a Q&A like this, or I do special events for like game launches. The last one was Zenith. I'm actually streaming from a brand new PC today, guys. So if something explodes, oops. Alex, what's going on, man? Guys, I'm going to see Alex in person next week as part of my vacation. I'm going to Arizona. That's where Alex resides. I'm going to be joining the Between Realities podcast in person. So next Tuesday, come hang out. Come check that out. Mateo hot tub stream. If I had a hot tub, we can make it happen. Kurt, there are pics on the OnlyFans because you guys kept joking about it. I have 4 pictures up there. I have my clothing on in the pictures. The site says it's a joke. If you join, it's just to support me, and I appreciate it. But what's up? Okay, well, gaming, Mr. Gaming. I'm glad you've been watching me on YouTube for ages. I appreciate it. Arizona sunshine in real life. That's right. The toe pictures. Well, you guys, all right. We'll discuss the toes and everything. One thing that's freaking me out for whatever reason is normally Restream chat tells me if people are watching, and it says 0 people are watching. Obviously, that's not true, but hey. So the toes that Grumpy Duck and Astro have mentioned. Guys, I'm currently in this amazing tournament going on right now for In Death Unchained. If you guys own In Death on the Oculus Quest, go turn on, like, honestly, stop it. Well, you can do it after the stream. We've already rotated maps. But for 6 days, there's been this event going on where you get in game and you try and score points for one of 4 content creators. I happen to be one of those 4 content creators, so you could see me in game when you go in. My face is there. There's a little video where I say, "Hey guys, join my team." Yeah. And then you could score points for me right now. So this is the last day of the event, and I keep teetering between 3rd and 4th place. So get in there, score some points for me. But we're also engaging Operation Beat Beardo. What's called Beardo Banjo. I know it's Banjo. Beardo Banjo is currently in 1st place, and he's been bragging. So we're trying to get everyone, Steve's team, Soul's team, my team, Steve's team, everyone to go play on Soul's team to at least make it close, to keep it in the running. So that'll be cool. But the toes comment is Grumpy Duck was an idiot and said, if I win, I'll show everybody my toes. Whatever. Crypto is gone. Yeah, I know. Does anyone still not have Airlink? What's pretty funny is I got a new Quest because my Quest was broken. Oculus support couldn't fix it. I found out what the issue is on my own, but that's another story if you guys are interested. But if you don't have AirLink at this point, go to experimental features, click reset experimental features. The headset will reboot. If it's not there, do it again. I had to reboot my headset like 4 times before AirLink showed up. Even on my brand new Quest that was up to date from the beginning, AirLink didn't show up and I had to reset experimental features. Why? I don't know. My crossbow is indeed fire. Honestly, so if you guys play In Death Unchained that I was talking about, the tournament, the crossbow, you'll get a custom skin for the crossbow, and mine is red. It's got my Mateo face on the side and 311 on the back, and it actually looks pretty awesome. And once this is over, you guys get to keep that skin, so it'll be pretty awesome. AirLink is actually really solid. I've tested VD in the past throughout the last 2 years that it's been available. It's almost 2 years now, and I haven't had consistently great experiences with it. But so far, AirLink has been better for me. I know that changes for everyone. You're on your 3rd Elite strap. See, one thing I find crazy is that's another thing, inconsistency. Some people, VD, way better than AirLink. For other people, it's this. I think it comes down to your hardware and the codec they're using. I couldn't get specifications on the codec being used for AirLink, so that's only, an assumption. Assumption based on a tiny bit of information. But anywho, this is weird. I feel like I'm having a conversation without hearing you guys. And this is normal. I do this every week, but I just guess I'm neurotic today. So yeah, AirLink has been pretty solid. But again, like people say, certain things are better than others. My Elite strap, I like torture tested the thing and it's fine. But I know people who have snapped 2, 3, 4 of them. So I don't get it. So I don't know. Let's see. Giving the audience what they want. Yeah, Grumpy. I'm sure everyone wants to see my feet. Yep. Toberlane, what's going on? Hi. Oh my god, crypto is crashing! Guys, every bubble pops. It's just the way the world is. To the moon is just not going to happen in reality. I mean, eventually it's going to come back down. Eventually, someone's going to say something stupid on Twitter like Elon Musk, or people are going to say, okay, this is too good to be true. We got to back out now. So it's only a matter of time. Red, the color of love or blood. Same. Let us see the feet. In my slippers. Oh, my hairy legs out today. My hairy, manly legs are out today. I got to watch how I raise my feet because my back still is messed up. Our elite strap has duct tape on each side. Not cool for the looks. I don't know, man. Chris, I do agree. The fact that AirLink comes with, the Oculus Quest is a huge selling point. And it works well. Like, my experience with it has been really good. I recently just played through Lone Echo. I hate when I stop and go, my brain's not working. I recently just replayed through Lone Echo, and I played the majority of it on my Index, but Revive in that game don't, meld too well sometimes, or rather they clash. So sometimes you get these weird performance issues in spots. So for the last hour of the game or so, I played it on via AirLink, and it was a great experience. Let's see. How's your day going, KD? My day's going pretty good. I just started the stream talking about I'm a little exhausted today. I'm a little overworked. There's a lot going on. The in-depth tournament, trying to keep up with YouTube. YouTube always messes with your brain over time. I'm going on vacation Friday, so I'm just a bit overwhelmed. But otherwise, doing pretty good. So what are you guys curious about in the VR world these days? What's going on? What do you guys have questions about? I know we can talk about Oculus V29. I plan to do a video for Friday. Oculus kind of always does these little updates. They're always experimental, half deployed, only available for like some people, only work on a specific phone app. And I know why they do it. They just want to keep the hype train going. They want to keep us talking about everything. But at the same time, it's kind of like I wish they were more streamlined. Version 26 and version 27 broke performance for a lot of people. So obviously that's something, That's not great. Don't just push updates for the sake of pushing updates so people keep talking about their product, which is what, kind of what they're doing. It's an effective strategy, don't get me wrong, because every hype YouTuber out there goes, oh my god, version 20 whatever is amazing, insane, the most incredible, hugest update ever. Can't be the hugest update ever every single frickin' month, I'm sorry. But again, I'm not pooping on Facebook. The updates they implement eventually become awesome. Airlink is good. A lot of the GUI changes they implemented are solid. So it's not I'm pooping on Facebook here. It's just along the lines of this hype marketing. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. So what do you think the biggest feature of V29 is? So that's going to be okay. It's a big feature, but not yet. And that's going to be the, capturing content. So when you're looking at, thank you for following. So when you're, content creation right now for the Quest is hell. It's a pain in the butt. You never have a 16:9 image. You have to crop it. You get audio sync issues. So anything that helps, content creation, doing the overlay, that's great. But right now you need an iOS device and a specific iOS device or a specific set of models. So it's not very inclusive. But eventually it'll probably be something good. Again, though, here's the thing. They keep announcing these new little features that, sure, great, but things that should have been fixed 2 years ago aren't. Like audio sync on game capture, that's gotta go. I mean, that's just such a headache. Or even you record a clip an hour long and it's corrupt. That's hell. I mean, that stuff is something that should have been fixed 2 years ago. The clickbait, I agree, Manjo. I renamed you Manjo. I agree, Joe, that the clickbait is, hell. YouTube in general is rough. You want to create a story in a thumbnail and 5 words of text. So you want to create a story and it's got to be enticing. And if you just, say it exactly how it is, no one's going to click, and what's the point? Even if your video is fantastic, you're going to lose 40% of the viewership if you don't have something that draws people in. So it's always a hard balance, and I don't think I necessarily do it too well sometimes. I definitely never aim for clickbait, but I'm always looking for something intriguing but not misleading. That's my goal. Do I nail it? Maybe 65% of the time. Sometimes I got to go back and be like, I got to rename that a little bit or tweak the thumbnail, but it's tough. It's not easy. Let's see. What's your thoughts on the new survival game? Looks very foresty. So you're talking about Green Hell, and sorry I took so long to respond to you, Grumpy. So Green Hell looks awesome. It had a very successful flat launch in 2019. I didn't play the flat screen game, but it looks solid. I definitely want to check it out. I just hope, the mechanics are integrated well and it has decent performance. That's one thing. Some of these games just perform terribly. But I'm definitely intrigued. In fact, I was just reaching out to I'm going to just interrupt myself. Let me finish my first sentence. I was reaching out to the developers this morning. My second sentence was, I rarely reach out to developers. Normally they contact me, and if it's a game I'm interested in, I'll say yes. That's normally how it works. But when there's something I really want to try, I'll reach out, which I rarely do these days. Let's see. When is Sniper Elite coming out? No confirmed date. I played it over a year ago. I played a demo. I was intrigued but not sold. I played it on PlayStation VR. Tracking was abysmal. Again, I wasn't in an ideal, I was in a convention center, so it wasn't ideal for tracking. Some of the bright lights kind of screw up the tracking there, but in my own experience, PlayStation tracking is sometimes fine, sometimes crappy. I have PlayStation right behind me. So that was one thing that was thrown off the experience, and for me, it kind of felt a little, there was nothing special to it. I was surprised, though, that the kill cam worked so well and didn't cause motion sickness or anything. The kill cam was still solid. So I'm going on a tirade about it. Is AirLink connection to the PC without a link cable? That is correct. It is over Wi-Fi. So if you have a decent Wi-Fi network, it works well. You want to be very close to the router, like as close as possible, within 20 feet or less. You don't want a lot of conflicting signals. So if you have Wi-Fi 6, that's ideal. You want to be on a 5 gigahertz network. Otherwise, you don't really have enough bandwidth for a continually clear image. And if you have all of those, and obviously it's best to have the PC wired to the router, not on Wi-Fi itself. And if you do all those things, in my experience, it's been great. I had the factory reset for V27, V28. Mostly play PC games on my Quest. So V26 and V27 kind of wrecked my Quest. But then after V28, I actually ended up factory resetting because In Death Unchained would chug like all hell. I've shown some clips on Twitter. And I worked with Oculus forever. I even mentioned it to Super Right because I'm friendly with that development team. And we end up finding out that after all the troubleshooting I did, after factory resetting my Quest, basically all the hell I went through, 100 emails back and forth, it's an account issue on Facebook's side. So what's happening is my account, my Mateo311 account for Facebook, there's services that are linked to it, and they say what you are entitled to. So if you try, if you just take the APK file, install a game, and try and log in, what'll happen is they'll tell you, you're not entitled to this game, nice try. Because the backend account says, Mateo311, this game's not registered to him. But there's different services. And it turns out that the service that says, hey, does Matt own In Death Unchained, says, thumbs up. But the service that says, is Matt entitled to log into online services to play this game multiplayer? That service says, no, Matt doesn't own the game. So what's happening is I go into the game says I'm offline. And while I'm playing, the game keeps trying to reconnect to online services and going, and my game just starts stuttering like crazy, and then it goes back to normal. And we figured this out because when I went to join the tournament, I kept showing up as offline. And they're like, oh, crap, man, that's an account issue. So I had to play the entire In Death Unchained tournament with a different account. And then after the tournament, we're going to get it fixed. So it's just ridiculous hell that I'm dealing with. Let's see what's going on. That's all right. Yes, it was indeed flat screen before. So Green Hell, I was curious about that, if it's going to be multiplayer on VR. I don't know. So I'm on V29 because of the test channel, but can't get it to go back to 28. Huh. Interesting. Well, so the studios, the way Facebook rolls out their updates is exactly that. It's, like it's a cascade. It's just random rolls out to people. So it doesn't matter who you are or where you are. Well, sometimes geographic does factor in, but it doesn't matter, who you are. One day, like 1 month, you might get the new update on day 1, and the next month you might be the last person to get the update. So it just rolls out random like that, and that's how they do it. That's how it goes, everybody. I do want to, just briefly comment on something I noticed. You guys have been amazing with your support lately. So to all the people who have subscribed and stuff, thank you so much. I just always like to say thank you. I mean, that really means a lot to me. I'm not mentioning that to say, hey, please subscribe. I don't do this full time. I don't need your money. If I was doing this full time, then I would need your money. But I'm not. I do this as a hobby. I really enjoy it. But the fact that, you guys are spending your time here, and I saw the sub count go up recently, that means a lot to me. So thank you guys. I just wanted to comment on that. The corner of my eye caught the sub count. Thank you. All right. Is the update worth it with the bugs yet, or should people wait until it's fully out? I mean, well, that's another thing. These version updates for Oculus come with their own bugs. We've seen it a bunch of times now. If you want to opt into, the beta, sure, you might just get bugs sooner. But we're all getting the same freaking bugs apparently lately. I don't know what to say there. 120 hertz Airlink. I really want to do some specific testing on that because I'm skeptical. don't get me wrong. Again, I know I could come off as anti-Facebook a lot sometimes, but virtual desktop or even the link cable itself, there's compression. There's compression going on. So I've seen it struggle to maintain 90 hertz. I'll see artifacts and stuff like that occasionally. And now you're going to, add 30 frames per second and expect it to be better. I'm skeptical. Again, it's also going to come down to your network itself. So that's where that is. I'm saving for a new wireless headset. Should I get the Index or Quest? Well, if you're going wireless, there's no choice there. It's only Quest. The Index is not wireless. Battleland, you're magical, my friend. You are magical. So, Stoop, V29 is out, but it's a rolling, it rolls out. It's the way Facebook does their updates. So, out and you'll get it. Who knows? Okay? It's one of those things. You'll get it when you get it type deal. Do you think they will bring RE Village to PSVR, seeing as they did for RE7? That's a good question, Grumpy. I think with PlayStation VR 2, they will. Because if Sony held on to RE7, the VR exclusivity to PlayStation only. They held on to that. And it can easily be on PC. No problem. It can easily be. The game itself, without the VR component, is there already. So it could be there. And it's not like there's technical things preventing it. They can totally do it. So I think Sony, likes that. They like having that in their pocket. Like, look at we have the best exclusives. And they'll do it again for PlayStation VR 2. They won't do it obviously for PS4 because it's not going to run. Hello from Orlando, Florida. I'm sure the weather is fantastic. What's going on? Oni, what's up, man? Welcome. It's nice to see you guys popping in. VD already has 120 apparently. Chris, you are correct on that. So my issue with virtual desktop is I've had a lot of inconsistency with virtual desktop. Now, I've used it from original launch, and for me, the latency was too high. The developer did an amazing job. So he's improved it over time. And right now, it's fantastic. But you still run into scenarios where it doesn't work with a specific game or it crashes. And he spoke about that, and that's because he doesn't have full access to the device, and it'll never be perfect. So it's completely understandable. With the constraints he's working in, he managed to pull off like pure magic. But in my experience, I've had better luck with Airlink. Oh no, we got another person from Florida. Astro, I didn't know you're from Florida. So I'm, like I said, guys, earlier, I'm going to Arizona on Saturday, and it's going to be super hot. Let's see. I'm getting more and more hyped about PSVR 2 the more I hear about it. PSVR 2 looks like it should be freaking solid. So what if I got the update, but no change after the reboot? Hi, Sonic 340. Welcome to dealing with Oculus Updates. I've seen this plenty times. You get the update, you have the correct version number, the new features aren't there. You could try rebooting a few times, and you can go to experimental features and do reset experimental features. Sometimes they show up. Yeah, it's funny too. Like, they will roll out the update and roll out the features independently too, which is like berserk. The features are already on your headset. There's just something in the back end saying, you got it. All right. There is, I know on the Oculus desktop app, there's the beta opt-in, but someone correct me if I'm wrong, if or where it is on the Quest. Can you say hi to Thomas, my little? Thomas, my little, hi. How'd that work? Did I nail it? Okay. Yeah, so there's no public channel for the Quest itself. It's only the desktop software. For Steam, I'm always using beta, but my experience with Oculus, I avoid it. and I've spoken about it many times. They need the ability for you to say, listen, I want to delay my update, or I need to roll back. Because when I hit version 26 and version 27, and my headset went to hell, and I couldn't record anymore, and I had all these problems, as a content creator, I was pissed. You know, luckily, the majority of my content is more PC VR focused, but I was pissed. I had to, you know, tell Super Bright and B Haptics, like, listen, I know you guys were expecting to see some coverage from me wearing the B Haptics suit and playing in death, but look. And I showed them what was going on with my Quest, which is the footage I was talking about earlier, and it was just, you know, it was the lag fest. Let's see. Actually, does the wireless adapter work for the Index? No. The wireless adapter only works for the Vive Pro, and the upcoming Vive Pro 2. Well, technically it works for the Cosmos, but we don't talk about the Cosmos. Gorn or Hyperdash? Hyperdash for sure. ASW, what is that? Someone can, yes, it's the, hold on, it used to be Time Warp. Asynchronous Space Warp. So this is like their reprojection type of software, or it kicks in when you're missing frames, your machine can't keep up. It extrapolates based on the information that's there and inserts fake frames to make sure everything kind of looks smooth and keeps running. It also, there's a lot of anticipation going on too. So it'll help in scenarios where there is like a latency. It's going to kind of, you know, keep things as streamlined and as smooth as they should be. That's not the best description of it, but you know, I don't want to talk too much on something that's not right in my head, at least right now. Throw this up there for the follow. Let's see. Gorn and Hyperdash. So, okay. Gorn is pretty freaking cool, but it's very slapsticky and gets super repetitive, and it's just not like right up my alley. A arena fighting game that's more up my alley is definitely Hellsplit, because the graphics are insane. It's just like, it's brutal on a non-comical level. So that's pretty solid. But, and oh, they just added horses so you could like lance people. I would go with that over Gorn, but again, that's a PC VR title, not a Quest title. Gorn's cool. It's fun for what it is. It's a great way to punch your wall and break something. Oh, yes, that's right. AWS is also the Amazon Web Services. I use that, you know, in my office constantly, and my head does go there sometimes, and, you know, you're thinking of the wrong one. Like at work, someone's like AWS, and you're like, why are we talking about Oculus? So, yeah. Anyway. Replay value, I think, on Gorn, I don't know. I don't know. But Hyperdash is my favorite shooter right now, so go with Hyperdash. Pop 1 is better than both. Okay, my issue with Pop 1 is it depends who you're playing with. That's why I stopped playing. I don't have any friends who are available to play when I'm free, and I would get on with people who would leave mid-match, or a lot of screeching kids, or tons of background noise. So I just kind of gave up on Pop 1. Drove me nuts. Vive Pro 2 versus Index. Mark, excellent question. So I just did a video on the Vive Pro 2. The Vive Focus 3 was in there also, but again, that's straight business, so we won't talk about that. Vive Pro 2 is definitely a step forward in terms of visual. It has a wider FOV, so it's a 120 degrees horizontal, where the Index is around 130 diagonal. So it's actually a bigger FOV. It's a huge bump in resolution. You're losing the OLED panel you had in the Vive Pro, though. So you're going to LCD. It's 120 hertz. The Index is 144. Most people can't run that anyway. And then 144 is experimental. But so visual-wise, the Pro 2 is definitely beating the Index. Now, again, do you have the hardware to run those visuals? I don't know. If you're a budget gamer, I'd probably say Index, and I'll tell you why right now. I've had a Vive Pro, and it looks like the Vive Pro 2 is the Vive Pro, everything about the Vive Pro with enhanced visuals. It looks like they didn't change anything, and I had a lot of issues with my Vive Pro. First off, it ran like a flamethrower. when I got it, about 40 minutes of play, my face was burning. I immediately got on HTC support and said, listen, I just got my Vive Pro. My face is burning. Is this normal? And they're like, no, it shouldn't run hot like that. You have a defective unit. And I'm like, oh my God, great, send me a new one. Waited almost 4 weeks for my new unit. I had to send my unit back first, too. Waited almost 4 weeks, got my new unit, same temperature level. I was pissed. So I was barely able to stay in the Vive Pro for like an hour. Now, on top of that, your face is on fire. You have this super dense, like foam material, which was just a sweat magnet. I kid you not. You peel it off when you're done playing and wring it out. That's how bad it was. Now, this never happens in my Index, the heat level or that sweat. The IPD, my nose would always hit the IPD and push it out of sync. And when you're playing mid-game, that's really frustrating. Also, they say their IPD goes down to 58. In my experience, it never went down lower than 61 on my Vive or Vive Pro. So I have a Cyclops IPD, so major issue there. And then the cable they use is just like scientifically designed to kink. I swear. Within 30 seconds of taking the thing out of the box, the cable was like all jacked up. So, yes, I think, visual-wise, the Vive Pro 2 is going to be a lot better than the Index. But you're going to have like lower audio quality. The headphones, I didn't mention the headphones. You'll turn your head and you'll move the headphone and then it's locked out of place. Like it doesn't stay latched down locked like Pimax does nicely. But if you turn your head like this, it'll go click and then get stuck here like a wing and sound quality is instantly gone to crap. They're also not the best. They have very little bass. I don't like the on-ear speakers, but that's personal preference. And again, a lot of this is subjective. You might find the Pro more comfortable and not hot. But for me, who's owned 9 headsets now, the Vive Pro and the Vive, they're like lowest on my list in terms of stuff. BMF, what's going on? I was on a rant there, so I didn't get to say hello fast enough. But welcome, buddy. Thank you for being here. Kurt, it runs way hotter than the Index. Like, way hotter. So let's see. Nathaniel, what's going on? I'm catching up on chat here, guys. Sorry. I get off on a tangent. I answer one question for 3 minutes. So that literally was 4 minutes of answering the same question. You're always free for me. I appreciate that. Yes, Saints and Sinners was postponed. I kind of saw that happening because I feel like they rushed that announcement just because Oculus wanted them to announce something. Yeah, yep, definitely. I said hi to BMF. What's going on? Budget equal $1,000. Now, budget, it depends, like, budget, what you mean budget. Like, what level your PC is and, what matching hardware. There's no point, like, you don't want a bottleneck in your setup. You don't want a $800 PC trying to run a Pimax 8KX. You're going to have a bad time. And, so obviously you want to match your components along the way. It's getting harder and harder to recommend an Index, though, because it's about to hit 2 years old. Yeah, all the newer headsets are coming with higher specs, but it's just, it's the overall comfort level and everything you get for the Index. But it's getting harder and harder to recommend. Let's see. My laptop is non-VR ready. Can I get it VR ready? Not really. You can't open up a laptop and slap a new GPU in it, so yeah. Stelium! Yes! What are we yesing? Yeah, BMF is my buddy. He pops in from time to time. I'm glad to have his support. He's a great dude. Actually, when we were doing Zenith like 2 weeks ago, we were playing together. On the Vive Deluxe Audio Strap, not sure about the Vive Pro Strap. It's basically the same thing, Kevin. The Deluxe Audio Strap and the Vive Pro Strap are basically the same thing. Hopefully they fix those issues. So, here's my thing, Christian. I don't think they did. Like, knowing HTC, the fact that they're still going to package the Vive Pro 2 with wands, they're reusing everything. They're a hardware company. If they can reuse something, they'll make more money. They really should have developed new controllers. We need something besides the Index controllers because the Index controllers are too prone to breaking right now. And on the other hand, we have the wands, which are just horrible. So we need something else that's close to just like our Oculus controllers, a third option. And they have two viable options they can use. They can take the form factor for their Focus 3 and make it supported by base station tracking, or they could have did the same with their Cosmos controller, which I tend to like. People are like, oh, they're really bulky, they're heavy. I kind of like that. They feel robust. People are like, oh, the battery life is terrible. The battery life is only terrible because it uses that dopey ring tracking. If you replace that with the infrared lighting system from normal, Steam VR based tracking system, boom, money. They're probably going to last 10 hours or so. So, yeah, they have viable options. They're like looking at it like, well, it's good enough. Let's just reuse what we have. Valve Index 2060 is fine. I completely agree with that. That's going to 2060 is going to let you play the latest and greatest games. Highest level? Absolutely not. Half-Life Alyx 90 hertz, medium settings, solid performance. Okay, I'm up and down on the keyboard here. So I'm offset from the flow of Oni, I'm offset on the flow of convo. It's all good, man. It's all good. Next alpha got moved, so I expected the alpha to move. BMF, what was your overall opinion of Zenith? I know we had fun in it. I had a lot of fun in it too. I made a video on this. I just don't think it's the right direction for VR. I would like to see MMOs evolve. This is a very old school MMO, for better or worse. Some people are going to love it. Other people are going to be, this is boring as hell. And if you don't get into the social aspect, you won't enjoy it. So I would like to see MMOs in general evolve. But Rich, I had a video on Zenith. And like I said, I think some people will love it. If you love old school MMOs and you like VR, boom, you're going to love it. If you don't like that type of old school MMO, which is a grind, the enemies have just no AI. They just stand there until you get too close to them. Super repetitive combat. If all those things irk you, if you're looking for more of a role-playing style co-op RPG, that's not Zenith. But, it had some cool stuff. I'm getting Oculus Quest 2 in a month. Congrats. You're going to enjoy it. Let's see. Did anyone else's internet weirdly cut out around 11 p.m. EST? No. I don't know. Dude, it could have been anything that did that. So it's been moved all the way to July. Ouch. Well, I don't know. Well, it was originally June, right? They moved it. They pushed it back originally because it was supposed to be April. And then, so that's going to be the next alpha. Then we'll have betas probably 2 months down the road from that. So we're probably looking at an end of year, early next year launch, maybe. Do you think a Valve Index 2 will come out? Who knows? I mean, trying to get into the head of Valve is impossible. And Gabe is out there and he says comments which you don't even know are true. He just kind of says, he's like, he recently was at a school and it's not like this is a press conference or anything. He's like, oh, we have new stuff coming and it's not going to be what you expect. Dun, dun, dun. And it's like, dude, what? It's like, wait, what is he talking about? And it's like, can you elaborate? No, not really. All right. You had high hopes for the Focus 3 Lighthouse base? No, that wasn't going to happen. No, we knew the Focus was going to be inside-out tracking. It's a standalone headset. Let's see. It definitely needs more VR elements, Zenith, for sure. I kind of laid the groundwork of what I think VR MMOs should evolve into. It's like a combination of super streamlined character creation, VR chat, then a RPG co-op game. That's what I think it should be. You have your VR chat aspects of it, open areas, taverns, you can meet people, you can show off your avatar, super high-end avatar customization, and then some nice RPG style combat, but not super depth to the RPG combat because it's going to be too complex and not run right. You want to take something like the Quest and Rec Room, add classes, and then make it a little bit more sophisticated. Like I say, Carnage Chronicles level. Let's see. Can you buy a Focus without buying bulk? I haven't looked into it. I heard you have to buy bulk. Someone told me no. Someone told me yes. I know I'm not getting it, so I didn't pursue looking into it. Okay. I mean, I don't think when it comes to Zenith, because some people are like, you're being hard on Zenith. This was only an alpha. The core of the game is not changing. It's not changing before launch. There's not a chance. Yes, bugs will be fixed. Maybe combat will be slightly more fun. But the core of the game will be identical at launch. Do you think wireless will come to the Index? This is another headache. 2 years ago, actually exactly 2 years ago in May, when they announced the Valve Index, Gabe Newell, he came out with his no socks and sandals, did a press conference and said, wireless is solved. That's solved. So, okay, it's solved. Where's your solution? It's been 2 years. So, I like I said, you can't get into the head of Valve. It's impossible. The problem is language. Not everyone speaks English, Matt, is that in regard to like the social aspects of an MMO? Usually they're regionalized. Like there's a ton of MMOs that you'll only find in other countries. I like the Zenith Alpha, but it was a bit weird that the core gameplay is basically the same as EverQuest was back in '99. And so I played EverQuest. I was addicted to Evercrack or Forever Quest or whatever you want to call it. Neglect Your Kid Quest. So, I mean, I was addicted to it. That's like one of the one games. I was actually still a kid when I played it. I was in my, I was a teenager back then. So, but EverQuest was really, really cool. Super unforgiving. But at the, in the same regard, it was groundbreaking at the time. Zenith is an old game in VR. They pulled it off, but I don't think it's the direction VR should go in. HP Reverb 2 Omnicept came out. Will you be trying it out? No, I will not unless the HP fairy calls me and says, hey, want to try out this headset? Again, there's not too much for me to test on it. We know all about the HP Reverb G2 at this point. The Omnicept edition, yes, it has pulse tracking and, eye tracking, a couple other features in there. But this is going to be used primarily for developers. It's kind of like when they test something or they're showing off a product or whatever, make people wear this headset so we could get more information that they can't verbally express to you. And you could be like, oh, cool, this area the game distracted them. This area they were confused. This area, got them excited or whatever. You can learn that stuff. And that's the real usage. Until, Facebook puts it in one of their standalones and then they get this comprehensive psychological profile on you and, know how to send you an ad at 3 a.m. that gets you out of bed buying cat food. It'll happen. That's a weird scenario. I still occasionally play Project 1999 to play that earlier version of EverQuest. If you're ever pining for the old days, it's cool. I am not. It was so unforgiving. Majority of VR games, an old game in VR. I wouldn't say that's the majority of VR games. Some games are specifically unique to VR, can only be played in VR. There's no flat screen version of Beat Saber, and there never will be. You could say, oh, Guitar Hero, that's the closest thing, but that's different too. That's physical engagement. So VR has some, really unique titles. I love Until You Fall. Physics are really cool in games, but when you're in VR, that's so much more fun. That's why Boneworks really shines. So VR, can be super special. It's also much more immersive than any other VR, game out there. I was looking for a term better than game because there's games in VR and there's games on flat screen. But it's much more immersive than other experiences or flat screen experiences. So it's not, but they are taking a lot of old games and porting them now because development for VR, thank you very much, development for VR is rough and it's time consuming and expensive. And as gamers, we've become accustomed to lengthy campaigns and streamlined mechanics, replayability, endgame content. kind of, become used to that. And the money still isn't there in VR just yet. We're turning that corner this year because we'll have 10 million Quest headsets out there by the end of the year. So we are turning that corner. I mean, Demio sold 500,000 copies in like day one. So we are turning that corner, but it's been rough. Yeah, dude, I'm old. I see you saying I was a teenager back then. Astro, yeah, I'm up there, man. Luckily, I don't have grays for some reason. Let me catch back up on the chat. Do you think a VR headset company will be able to create a VR headset with a PC GPU inside the headset while maintaining the headset to be wireless? So it's a little complex there, but I think that's actually what Apple is going to release, because they have like a $3,000 headset on the way. Speculation says it has an M1 chip in it. So that'll be, high-end-ish style. I mean, you can never really compete because we're talking about something that might pull 800 watts. Like my PC pulls around 800 watts if you really, really like push it to its limit. 3090, brand new i9. So unless they did something like that, like in an integrated suit, even then it might be super uncomfortable. The batteries would be pretty huge. It's not realistic. You can never get that same quality. Now you could say, wireless streaming is probably a better solution. That comes with its own issues. Cloud-based, latency is a major issue. You're going to have to be pretty close to the data center. So it'll never really compare. Like, just eventually in the future, it'll get good enough that we don't care. Like, it'll be diminishing returns. Like, you probably go 50 years into the future, everything's cloud-based. You could be like, well, I can run the data center in my house and get better performance. And it's like, what? You're going to run a data center in your house for 5% better performance at this point? So eventually we'll get to diminishing returns. But exactly, having a 500-watt GPU on your face. 500 watts is a little bit unreasonable for a GPU. My 3090 overclocked. I don't think I've seen it pull more than 360, but still. All that power. Yeah, we're complaining that the panels in the Vive Pro and the Index are running too hot. Now you got a 3090 strapped to your head and your hair is smoking. Will Saints and Sinners update come out tomorrow? No, it's delayed. The future is light headsets with high-speed connection through server farm. The only problem, like I said, is the server farms need to be close. A lot of areas of America don't even have good internet access. We're talking like 3 megabits per second access in still some rural areas of America, which is so sad. And then you're going to need to be, and America's, a big country. So we need a ton of data centers scattered all throughout the country for that to work correctly. Now, I've done some estimates on this, and you really want to be within like 200 miles of a data center. For smaller countries, you're like, oh, cool. One data center covers my whole country. For America, that's like 30 data centers. Quest 3, they said is going to be a while, but you never know. I mean, it's one of those things. Like, you could say, oh no, we plan the Quest 2 to be around for a really long time. So people don't say, I'll wait for the next one. It's part marketing. They're always evaluating. So at one point, like, who knows, 6 months down the road, 7 months, 9 months down the road, the biggest concern for the Quest is performance. And all developers are like, listen, we need better performance. We need better performance. Then they will make Quest 3 a priority, regardless of what they said. All of a sudden it'll be a priority. And they'll be like, all right, here it is. They'll do what the best business move is. But I would say we would hear something next year at OC8. That's still ridiculous, and NVIDIA should worry about efficiency at some point. So, I mean, the 3090 is one of those GPUs where they don't care about efficiency. It's like, let's just, it's a race car, basically. And we don't care. It's guzzling gas. It's made to race. So, yes. But NVIDIA definitely, this generation, said, listen, we have to up our performance game. And it did come at the expense of efficiency. They focus more on performance than efficiency this generation for sure. They do that every once in a while though. We'll probably see the next 2 generations. The next generation will see the same exact performance at like half the power consumption. And you'll be like, how is that even possible? Let's see. I have 5 megabits and 0.66 upload. That's horrendous. That's horrendous. 100 ping. That would drive me nuts. They said it would be a while before an exclusive Quest 2 game. RE4. I mean, they said... I know. Well, here's the thing. They said it would be a while. Well, they said a lot of things. They said you'll never need a Facebook account. You know, like... We'll never lose the Oculus name, which I think if there wasn't going to be a blowback, they would lose the Oculus name. So now it's like Oculus by Facebook. Let's see what else. I mean, even earlier, it was like, oh, there won't be exclusive. Rec Room was like, yeah, there's exclusive components that you can only get for the Quest 2 because of performance. You know, RE4, it'll get there. And I was trying to be optimistic. I said it'll probably be 2 years since the Quest launched that we're going to see these. But I think, I think Oculus is trying to hold back. You know, they're forcing developers to be like, listen, you want our support, you also have to develop for the Quest 1. And then when there's going to be studios making something big, or, like RE4 or something that really gets people going, they'll be like, no, you do whatever you want. We got you, don't worry. But everyone else is going to be like, no, you also have to run on Quest 1. And they're going to continue that until like next year. And then sometime they're going to be like, all right, gloves are off, do whatever you want. Have you played, what is that, AB Interno? No, I can't even say the name right. So no, I haven't played it. What is that? Tell me about that. Give me some information. Sell it to me. Go, you're on. So what else is going on besides Mateo rambling and starting to lose his voice? You know what, guys? It's been a while since we gave out anything on this channel, so let's give out some keys. Let's give out some keys. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good, right? Let me see what I got, and then we'll show off the game. We'll promote one of these games right now. Before we get into that, guys, I will mention, do you have In Death Unchained? If you own it, get in the game right now. There's a tournament with yours truly going on. There are amazing prizes like a B-Haptic tack suit. There's X40 and X16 suits available. We're giving away 4 of them. There's also games up for grabs and stuff like that. So if you own In Death Unchained on the Oculus Quest, get in game. You cannot miss the tournament. Once the game loads up, you'll see tournament right there. Click it. Click on Mateo311, score some points for me. We're also trying to help get Soul Fox ahead of Beardo Benjo. So go run some runs for Soul Fox also. And yeah, let's see what we got in the key department. What do you think of OpenXR? I'm in favor of an open standard, for sure. I'm completely in favor of an open standard. It doesn't prevent, it absolutely does not prevent Facebook from still doing their exclusivity nonsense where, hey, you can only play this game with this headset. Now, Quest is a different story. But when we're talking about PC VR games, there's no reason why Lone Echo and games like that shouldn't work on the Index. Revive shows that they do. They work just fine. So it's Facebook basically making sure it doesn't work on those headsets. And OpenXR would be one more reason for him to say, like, well, it would be more of a jerk if they still continued that exclusivity, which they will, but anyway. On the side, it's on SideQuest. It's very realistic, and you can load mags by hand. Okay. Take apart, clean the gun, weld things together. There's a pistol that jams. You have to clear the chamber. That's pretty awesome. I think I might have saw a BMF playing that. Can you get a skin for the bow? Don't forget about that. Yes. When you play In Death Unchained and you join my team, you get a special skin for your bow and crossbow. and it looks fantastic. It's bright red. It's got the Mateo logo on the side and 311 on the back. It looks fantastic. All right, let me get on screen Z-Race. I'm going to give away a copy of Z-Race. This game is available on PC VR. There's going to be a Steam key. I'm probably going to drop it just like right in chat for you guys. That's probably what we'll do. It just makes my life easier these days. I'm running the Streamlabs thing. Well, what do you guys do? Do you want me to just drop a code and it's a free-for-all, or do you want me to do a raffle? You got raffle or free-for-all? Let me know in the comments, and I'll get Z-Race up on screen. Z-Race happens to be another game that I'm in. What? Yeah, I'm in Z-Race. Let me get the trailer. This is the trailer right here. I don't want to blow out the speakers. So we'll get that up on screen for you guys to see. And I'll talk about the game. It's a really cool racing game. Actually, I showed a tiny clip of it in my latest video. Don't start playing. Don't start playing just yet. Okay, you guys want a raffle? Free for all, raffle. I'm seeing more raffle. Okay, I'll set up a raffle, guys. I'll set up a raffle. All right, will you be happy now? Let me log in. We'll set up a raffle. Dun, dun, dun. Should have did this ahead of time. But you know me. Not going to happen. The only time I ever prepared? How do you say that word? Prepared. Was when I did the 12-hour stream. That's the only time I prepared stuff. And actually, that went over super smooth. So this is going to be a key for, we're giving away Z-Race on Steam. We're going to start that, and I'll show off the game for you guys. Save and start the giveaway. The giveaway is running, so it's exclamation point raffle to get on in. All right, let's jump over to this screen right here. Hi, here I am. Let's play this. Let's see where the audio's at. So, this is a racing game for VR. It's on Steam, and I'm actually in the game. So they have content creators that all the cars are different content creators, and you can unlock different cars and you know, power up all your different cars. I don't think I'm in this trailer, unfortunately, but the car is like on your hand, like this when you fly. So the car is on your hand, and you're basically doing this, turning your body, and it's a really cool experience. And when you're cruising, when you really like soup up your vehicle and you're cruising, it's pretty wild. I've actually pumped in a couple hours into this game. For my super crazy busy schedule, for me to like sit and pump hours into a game that I'm not doing a review on or any type of special content is pretty nuts. Am I okay? Should probably lower this a little more. But right now the game is still in beta, so it doesn't have a full release. All the features aren't there. It's only single player at the moment. And there is a Quest version coming. So that giveaway is running for another 3 minutes. Oh, let me load up another clip on Z-Race, see what we got. This is their cinematic trailer from 6 months ago. Let me load that up. Dun dun dun. All right, so this one will show off some of the vehicles I was talking about, guys. So, you know, this is Rendered Reality's car, and I think Eric for President will be in this. I know Ty's in this. I didn't make it. My car was not done in time when they did this trailer, and I was so bummed. I was like, dude, where's my car? They're like, it's not ready yet, because I'm always the bridesmaid. But yeah, I mean, check out these cars. They're pretty badass. All right. Let's see. I'll check the raffles if it's only confirming. So if we have to start over the giveaway, we'll start it over. 1 sec, guys. I just noticed you said it's not confirming YouTube, and it's done that before. Streamlabs is fantastic. You know, let me kill chatbot for a minute, and we'll have them come back, and we'll do it. It's only confirming. You're right. It's only confirming on one side right now, so we'll fix that. I'm telling Cloudbot to go take a walk for a minute and then we'll reopen this. I apologize, guys. So we'll cancel this. And if he does install working, we'll yell at him. But it's just annoying. It's done this to me once before. All right. Let's see what's going on. Thank you for all the follows, guys. Let's see. I'm just throwing a command, see what happens. Oh. See if we get anything on the YouTube side. If not, we're just going to drop a key, guys, because like I said, this nonsense happens. And it's frustrating because last time this happened, I had to put in a ticket and tell them, VR bug, what's going on, man? What's going on, guys? You guys should go check out VR bug because he's awesome. And he's got a great podcast, which I was on with that guy. Beardo was there and whatever. Beardo Banjo. He's okay. He's all right. But VR bug, on the other hand, man. VR bug. He's killing it. Yeah, guys. So it looks like Streamlabs is, playing games again. So it doesn't feel like supporting YouTube, which it's done in the past. So we're going to just drop a key in a minute for the game. I'll drop it. It's going to be free for all. So guys, go to Steam, open up your redemption page, to redeem some games. Open that up. And I don't know why my music stopped. Go open that up and we will we'll get you ready. So it's fair playing ground. We'll see who's the best at copy paste. Okay, that's the game we're going to play. We're going to play who's the best at copy paste. Because Streamlabs is Streamlabs. I mean, it's kind of cool to run the raffles this way. Everyone feels like it's a bit more fair. But if it doesn't want to work, it's how we going to do it. So I'll get my key ready. We'll talk about Z-Race a little bit more, and we'll drop a key for that. And then we'll go back to, answering your questions. You love the game? I'm glad. It's a lot of fun. The game is actually really, really good. I'm definitely enjoying it. All right, let's come back here. We'll do this trailer one more time, and then I'll randomly drop the key, so be ready. Hey, I'm over here. All right. So like I said, guys, Z-Race, it's a very cool VR racing game. The car is like actually on your hand. It's third person. You're not in the cockpit. I heard they're working on a cockpit mode for it, which I think might be like overwhelming because of how wild this game is. Like, I know they're showing these really cool angles. There's the cinematic trailer right now. And like I said, there's a Mateo 311 car in the game. It's the best car, hands down. You will love it. But like I said, you drive this on your hand, and it's pretty wild. It's a cool, unique take, and I've just like lost myself for hours in it. Okay, just imagine the Mateo 311 cars there, because it didn't make it in this trailer, sadly. Now this game is on Steam, guys. Open up your Steam page and be ready to redeem a key, because I'm gonna paste one in the chat very soon. All right. Let's just take in the goodness that is this game. Another thing that's really cool is in the game is my voice. Sing Steve Knows Car reminded that. You'll hear Steve's voice too in the game. Like when you smash into the wall, I say like, not the wall, or you're scratching the paint and stupid stuff like that. So it's really solid. So it's on Steam, so someone can go redeem it and enjoy. Go, 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 go. All right, go. Turn my music back on. So I just got the Spotify app because, like I said, guys, this is a new PC. And the Spotify app is like freaking out on me. Like I click play and it's like, nah, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to do it. It's honestly freaking out on me. But it's going now. Anyway. This is when I can make stupid faces at you guys. Someone's always quick. Someone is always quick. It's like, go, 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 get the key. And it's gone. That's what it's like. It's like, oh, I got to fix that transition. But it's like, and it's gone. Nonsense. It should have came in on both sides. Again, technical difficulties. Restream chat connects to one faster than the other. Twitch's faster stream, not gonna lie. Sorry to hear that, guys. Try to make it fair. But everything in the world is against me. I hope whoever got it enjoys the game. I will admit doing the raffles this way is a little bit easier because I don't have to deal with, you know, I'll give out a game and then some people message me and they're like, hey, did I win? It's like, I showed the winning name on screen. Was it your name? I don't know. Well, then it wasn't you. Restream bots like, hey, I'm drunk. Astro, you lost. Permanently. You permanently lost. So what else is going on, guys? What are you curious about in VR these days? Are there any games you're excited for? I actually have 3 games that I'm pretty excited for as I lose my voice during this. I'm excited for Green Hell. Looks pretty good. So Green Hell, if you don't know, looks very forest-esque. You like get lost in the Amazon jungle. You gotta learn to like survive, forage, hunt, build fires, not get killed by indigenous population. It looks really cool, to be honest. It looks more in depth than the forest. I haven't played the flat screen version, so I couldn't say. Then there's Into the Darkness, which is an upcoming shooter. It's a campaign-driven storyline shooter in the future where humanity is trying to upload their consciousness into some like robotic bodies. So that looks pretty cool. Well, that's some awesome entertainment there. Come watch Mateo cough on stream because he's losing his voice. So that looks pretty cool. There's, you know, an emphasis on physics. There's comparisons to Boneworks there. Definitely interested in that. There's Cuberus, which is another like exploration shooter. Takes place on an alien planet. That looks really cool. What else? Oh, and Larcenauts actually looks pretty intriguing too. That's like an Overwatch VR 6v6. I just, you know, I don't know if VR is ready for lots of competing PvP online games. You know, because the player base is still pretty small. Vertigo 2 will be fantastic. I have high hopes for that too. What was the game called again? It was Z-Race we were looking at. Z-Race. Any other tournaments coming up? No, not that I know of. Grumpy, I can barely drag my ass out of bed these days, let alone get involved in tournaments. I need my vacation, which is okay. Cool. Let's talk about stuff. Reminded me. I'm fading, guys. I'm fading. I need your energy. Okay. The pancake version of Green Hell is, let's just call it frustrating. Picking off leeches every 4 minutes, yeah, isn't what you'd call fun. Okay. Is Deca Move a VR must? It's funny you say that. Deca Move. If this was Cyber Shoes, they would have clipped that and used it in an ad. I was doing one of these live videos one day, and I was just talking about the shoes and completely out of context, and I was holding one, and they used it in one of their Kickstarter ads, and I was like, what? I'm like, first off, the comment is out of context, and second of all, it's like I had no idea I was going to be in a Kickstarter ad for Cyber Shoes. So it's like, Deca Move required for VR gaming. It's actually a solid product, I will say that. Mine got delayed forever. What else is new? Have you met me? It's a solid product. If you guys don't know what the Deca Move is, it's this little sensor. It's like a gyroscope in here. You know, it senses orientation. You clip it on your waist. You have like a 30-second... Well, you spin it around first, so it kind of figures out where it is. You clip it on your waist. You have a little USB dongle that goes into your computer for it. And it gives you a third option for locomotion. So, right now your options are hand tracked. So when you press forward, it'll go forward relative to where your hand is pointing. There's head tracked. It'll go forward relative to where your head is going. And now you'll have hip tracked. And I'll give you guys some demonstrations. Now, honestly, Tyrell Wood has the best video ever on this. He shows off these different things, but we'll talk about this. So if you're playing props, so when you're playing, hey camera, focus. All right, I'll yell a little bit. When you're playing, you know, you'll start walking based on the controller, which is cool. But again, if you're playing a game like Hyper Dash and you fire with two hands, that you can't shoot and go the direction you want. So it's going to throw it off. So if you're like, you know, shooting and doing hand tracking, you're going to kind of start moving around with the way you shoot. That doesn't work out great. Head tracking is how I normally play, which I thought was perfect until I used hip tracking, because what happens is sometimes you want to keep your eye on something, but also move in a certain direction and fire in a different direction too with two hands. And you would say that scenario sounds completely, you know, rare. When is that going to happen? And I was playing Blade and Sorcery, and it magically happened on its own. So like, you can sidestep, yes, but I'm playing Blade and Sorcery, and there's a guy throwing spells at me, and I'm doing this to run after him faster, and I want to sidestep like in real life. I want to dodge the fireball, and I did that. So what happened is I'm running after him naturally. He throws a fireball, and I turned my hips, and in game my character sidestepped. Meanwhile, I was able to keep my eyes on him, you know, my hand ready with my spell ready to shoot him, shooting like another guy in this direction with lightning, and it came together, and I'm like, oh my god, this makes so much sense. It's just right. It's the right form of locomotion. It just made perfect sense, and I was sold in that moment. Index controllers. I love to use props because why not? Is it a must? I don't know. The $60. I wish you had like a better integration. Like it just came as part of the headsets and had like perfect integration. Maybe integration will improve. Right now, there's a game launcher. Like it works with all games, but you have to just launch the game launcher and then launch it from there. So if it's a little bit more streamlined, a little bit more integrated in Steam VR, it's a no-brainer. Is that an airsoft gun or a controller? So that in the background is actually a gun stock. That's actually a VR gun stock, but I had some issues with the magnetic resistance. Sometimes it's too tight, sometimes it's too loose, so I don't really use it. But it's one of the coolest VR gun stocks ever. I'll show you. So this is from 3D Gear, and I'll tell you, just the 3D printing alone makes this thing worth it. It's freaking awesome. What's up, Netherlands? What's going on? JP, what's up, man? Welcome. Glad to have you here. So this is a gun stock. You see those are all magnets on the bottom. So you'll have a little adapter that goes on the top of your index, and it'll magnetize in. Click. And then you have like different spots where you can put it. Now I love the idea of having different slots, because some gun stocks it's only one spot and then it doesn't match your gun in game, so it feels weird. So having the different spots is nice, but what I found is sometimes it magnetizes too strong and other times it magnetizes not strong enough. When I used this for my Oculus, I couldn't remove the controller. I was going to break the ring. When I use it for my index, what ends up happening is I will put the gun into my shoulder like you would in real life and really try and push it into my shoulder, because I used to fire shotguns when I was younger, and recoil hurts. So I would bury the gun in my shoulder, and what'll happen is I'll actually end up yanking the controller off in the process by accident. So I worked with the guy who made this, and I gave him all my feedback, and I said, okay, this is what I think you need to change. But ultimately, the 3D printing on this thing, and they have tons of different designs and different guns, is solid. You just got to dial in that connection mechanism. All right. How much is the consumer version of the deck move? I think I set up at $60. There's also a phone-based version, which I've used, and the phone-based version works great. It's a little wonky because you need to like open up your phone. I opened up Google Maps and did the whole spinning thing for it to get its orientation. Then it's good to go. But you can't clip it on your waist, so you put it in your pocket, but then it might bounce around. So I ended up like just putting it in my waistline of my pants, and that worked fine, but it's not ideal. Let's see. Yeah, it is friggin' cool, definitely. Currently printing one for the Quest 2. All right, you printing one like this? That's awesome. Recoil hurts. It does. I mean, I used to fire shotguns. I used to go ski shooting, and after about like 50 rounds, you're like, I think I'm done. My arm says I'm done. I think I'm done for the day. Yeah, strap it on your belt. Something like that works. Again, most people, like your cell phone, there's no way to, like, unless you get a phone with a clip, there's no way to clip it on. And if you have a big phone like this, it's going to kind of take up, you know, too much space. I mean, the recoil isn't terrible. Again, I'm not a huge dude, but I'm not tiny. But the recoil is just, it's enough to get you to stop. And all the old timers, the gun range is full of old timers. They've all had surgery from firing too much. And it's either their shoulder, their hip, or their knees. And that's just years of recoil, their joints collecting the recoil and getting damaged. There was one guy who ran the place. He was 70 years old, okay? 70 years old. I will digress and tell this story because it's pretty funny. But 70 years old. I'll get myself a prop here. His voice was like this. He was walking up the line to shoot, and he's like, I spent $1,500 on a gun that's 5 pounds lighter because I can't lift it anymore. So, or a gun that was 5 pounds, I should say. It was 1.5 pounds lighter. So he got a shotgun that was 1.5 pounds lighter. It's a 5 pound shotgun because he can't lift the shotgun anymore. So he's on the line, and I'll get back to the questions. I'll get to Elysia in a second. I'm sorry. I'm just telling this dopey story. So he gets on the line, and he can barely... the machine is voice activated, so you got to go pull, and it sends up, you know, the clay, this. So he's like, pull, and he can't even get the machine to go off because his voice doesn't, like, project enough. So on, like, his second or third attempt, he's like, pull, and it goes, and he's like, bam, and the guy went 25 for 25, and I couldn't believe it. The guy who can barely lift the gun but has been shooting his whole life went 25 for 25. And then when he was done, he put his gun down and he's like, I'm done for the day. It's funny, man. So am I excited for the Elysia Alpha? For sure. I've been talking to those guys for a while. They gave me a tour months ago of Elysia, and I was really excited. It kind of reminded me of EverQuest, but not in that, hey, we're rehashing old stuff, but rather that this is exciting new territory. It didn't feel like a super classic old MMO. It felt more like, hey, you're walking around a cool new world. I liked watching the day and night cycle. I don't know why that had such a big impact on me. And I thought overall it was pretty cool. It needs a lot of work. We'll see how it develops. First shot was on target. Second shot, 90 degrees straight up. Were you firing a full auto? That reminds me of like the BAR, the Barrington assault rifle that was used in World War II. It was a full auto gun, but the recoil was so tremendous that your first shot would be, you know, it was a well-performing gun. Your first shot went where it was supposed to, and then it went bap, bap, bap. Like, so even though it was a full auto gun, you couldn't use it in full auto. The recoil was just way too much. Does the old man play Pop 1? Yeah, that would be funny, man. Hey, it's like, hey, look, your gun's so much lighter. All you have to do is hold these controllers. I don't think Pop 1 is realistic enough to emulate what he does. But he was a beast, man. I'm not going to lie. It was just crazy to see. So I think that's it. I think we covered everything. Kind of short stream today, guys. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm just going to have a few more things I want to go over before I say adios. Again, thank you guys for your continued support. It means a lot to me. I don't think the support command's going to work, but I'll drop it. If not, I'll copy paste it. I don't do this full time, so I'm not looking for your money. I'm not begging for it. If you guys decide to support me, it always means a lot to me. But again, that's not what I'm looking for right now. I just mention it because some of you guys have supported me and you're amazing. At the same time, we have this in-depth Unreal tournament running right now. If you own the game, you gotta get on right now. Okay? If you own the game, go over, launch the game. You can't miss the tournament. It's right there. Go play for my team, score me some points, and you're entered. All you have to do is play the game in the tournament, and you're entered to win some amazing prizes, like a B-Haptics X40 tax suit. I have it right in the background there on the chair. You can't really see it, but it's on that chair. That chair looks tiny from here. We were saved by a tiny man. Losing my mind. So that's going on now. I would love not to come in fourth place. And we're also promoting Soul Fox Gaming. We'd like him to catch up to Beardo, so it's sporting. And thank you guys again for being here. I'm losing my voice. I didn't bring water. I normally bring water for the stream. That's why I got to cut it. My voice is going out. But it's been a lot of fun, guys. Thank you much for hanging out. And I'm on vacation next week, so there's going to be no videos, which is I'm really freaking out about. It's like the first time in 2 years there's going to be like a week with no videos. But I thank you guys for chilling with me today. And V29 is out, but it rolls out, so you'll get it when you get it because I saw the question, Cambo. But that's it, guys. I'm heading out. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys. I should have a video out Friday, but then after that, I'll see you guys in a week. Oh, no. Next week, I'm actually going to be on the Between Realities podcast next Tuesday. I'm going to be there live because I'm going to Arizona, and I'm going to be there live. So go check them out. VR Bug, thanks for hanging out, guys. Also, go check out VR Bug, guys. Go check out his channel, and go check out. I'm doing internal gymnastics. Is it the Trip VR podcast or the VR Trip podcast? I'm very annoyed at myself for the fact that I don't know the order right now. I'm really kicking myself. I'm feeling stupid. But go look up both and find VR Bug. Go support them. And I will see you guys on next time. Peace out, everybody. I have an end screen somewhere. I think it's over here.